What is going on with all this new construction growth in Chesapeake, Betsy?
All right, well, it's Alan and Betsy coming to you from the No BS Bar. And wow, what a question to ask this girl.
Play together, work together.
So join us.
Let's have a great time.
So I am the realtor who is slow growth, not necessarily no growth, but slow growth in Southern Chesapeake. Southern Chesapeake, for all of you know, that is my jam. This girl is from Great Bridge. Great Bridge is the 23322, otherwise known now as Hickory, Grassville, and Great Bridge, but from the girl who was class of 1993 Great Bridge, otherwise known as Miss Great Bridge to all of y'all. My heart, my love, everything is Great Bridge, and #1 agent in Great Bridge. So I am anti major development. I am not anti-build in Great Bridge, just anti-major development in Great Bridge. So they are way overdeveloping.
I know. Here's the thing I think they just don't get. One of the things that attracts people to Great Bridge and Chesapeake is we've got great schools, it's a little more remote, and these developers, what's happening is they're building at such a rate that the schools are becoming overcrowded.
Yeah, busting at the seam.
And the roads are horrendous. The traffic is building up.
Infrastructure's crazy.
The infrastructure's crazy. What people have got to learn, it's not a build it and they will come situation.
They've come.
It's we need to put the infrastructure in first.
They're there.
Yes.
Everybody has flocked to Great Bridge. So that has happened long ago. I love our town. When I cheered back long ago, Cox High School, I remember, came to us and they said, 1, 2, 3, 4, get the cattle off the floor. So here's the deal. Yes, we were rural land. All of our farmers were amazing. I still try and go to the farmers to buy. My mom always calls me. She says, hey, babe, can you go see if my collared guy is there? Yes, and I will pay him 4 times what he charges for collards because you got to keep the farmers, got to keep the farmers alive. But here's the thing. Our land is worth a fortune. It sells for a fortune. Our prices, we just don't have a lot of affordable housing in Chesapeake and Great Bridge. Not in Chesapeake, but in Great Bridge. Here's the thing. Unfortunately, we are allowing some of the not so great builders to come out there and build.
National come in and.
So many houses. I mean, so many. And we don't need that. We need the small developers who are coming in and building 9, 10, 12 homes in little small developments. That's what we need. That we can afford to have. We don't need this mass production. That's what we don't need. Because it causes a flood problem. Let's talk about that, #1. We don't have the places for that water to go because they're building it on farmland. So we have an issue with that.
Mm-hmm.
Big issue with that.
Yes.
So,
the biggest thing is as you build a certain way, you put in a lot of concrete, a lot of pavement, a lot of areas, and there's codes and requirements, but let's just face it, as many people that they are building on some of these mass tract housing or large construction or condos or townhouses or an apartment complexes even that they're building, that they are building that to such a way that the water has no place to go. We are a low-lying, we got the Great Dismal Swamps in Chesapeake, we are a low-lying area, and that is going to cause more problems because, whole different topic, global warming and everything that's happening, but the fact is, one of the highest threats to our entire Hampton roads is
flood,
water rising. And so we've got to be aware of this. I'm a beach boy, in case you don't know that. I like the beach. And when Betsy and I started dating and met, I lived at 58th Street here in Virginia Beach. And she's a Great Bridge girl, though. So when we came back, where'd we end up?
Great Bridge.
happy wife, happy life. We ended up, but I grew up in the country. I grew up in the mountains. I grew up around farms and everything. So we adopted Great Bridge as our home, where we love living in Great Bridge, but we love living in it for the same reason that a lot of people have come to it. And yes, we are in real estate and we love selling houses, but we do not want mass construction, lots of high density. We do not have the infrastructure. We need to keep our infrastructure to people. It needs to be better than it is now.
Right. What we do have a need for is 55 and up. That's what we have a need for. And you know what that would give us? More houses. Because the 55 and up would
sell their existing single family homes. That would allow new, younger families to come in, because that's the kind of environment that we need to happen.
Right.
Because 55 and up, guess what? They don't use resources as schools. They already have the vehicles they have. They're not having kids that hit driving age that add more vehicles into the situation and onto the roads. 55 and up communities are a great thing that could come into
like the
Great
cottages
Bridge.
at Edinburgh.
Yes.
Great Tara Preston build. Gorgeous, amazing builder.
Great projects, So we really think that the city needs to get their act together.
Yes.
And focus on what can keep Great Bridge, Great Bridge. Great Bridge doesn't need to turn into Virginia Beach. It doesn't need to turn into Richmond. It doesn't need to.
I was super excited. I heard finally, we have no waterfront living. None. I was super excited. I finally heard we're getting waterfront living. Oh,
we're getting some lots available on waterfront. We were like, we can be kind of.
Then I found out. Nope. It's going to be condos.
It's going to be condos on the waterfront. No single family homes.
No single family homes. Condos.
So
another
again,
condo development. Yay.
High density, so we just want you to think about it. Vote how you feel. We want to keep it that way. That's the best thing you can do is vote. Show up at city council meetings. Show up at...
Everybody shows up at city council. All of us have the same voice, and none of us apparently get heard.
But what we want you to do, we're trying. And we know we've got pretty loud voices, both of us do. But hopefully this will reach some people that start thinking about it and think about how we want Great Bridge to look in the future. So keep it safe. Alan and Betsy coming to you from No BS Bar.
We'll see you next time.